Great skills again by him. Oh, marvellous goal by Lewis.
Welcome to the Rangers Journey.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, or good morning to wherever you are in the world. I'm Scotty. I'm your host for this post-match reaction of the Rangers Journal. Cammy, I'm going to come to you first. What's your reaction to that dross?
Aye, disappointed. We probably got a point. The point was all we deserved. Poor performance across the 90 minutes. You can't carry so many passengers. So I think we got away with one. Actually, getting away with a point at the end of the day, miles off the levels that you would expect. And I think Hibs will look back on it as an opportunity to. I think they mentioned it 1,000 times in commentary. They haven't beaten us at Easter Road for 20 years. They'll never get a better chance because that was miles off.
Mm-hmm.
What a Rangers team that's going for a league title will need to do across the next 14 games. We'll obviously dig into it, but there was, it was just disappointing after a reasonably bright opening 10-15 minutes. I just think we never really got going after that.
Aye, 100%. Personally, I thought Hibs would have deserved the win today had they scored. I thought they were a better team, defending and going forward. Stu, what's your initial reaction to the game, mate?
Generally just frustrated given that the good vein of form we were on. There's such a swing from the position we were in at the start of the league to where we found ourselves prior to kick-off today. And for us, we definitely just needed to win that today, especially with the other unwashed side of Glasgow playing the same day, and they could potentially now, after us getting into second, chasing first, now they could kind of leapfrog us again. But to what you were saying, Scott, I did actually think Hibs probably did deserve the points they see for the neutrals. It would have probably been an excellent game to watch, but I was just frustrated, somewhat dejected now.
Yep, 100%, mate, 100%. Cammy, in an attacking sense today, I thought Rangers offered absolutely nothing. I thought they were toothless up top. I think the recent praise we've gave Sharmiti, which has been warranted, I think today was back to his old self again.
I think I've been quite consistent on this, that I think I said this in the pre-match, I think Erling Haaland could play up front for us. The supply isn't there. I thought in the creative sense, only really Mikey Moore when he came on, I thought was the only bright spark, trying to drive, moving about the pitch. Game past Olsen by Gassama, what have you. Nico was trying his best to break forward. But I think if I'm looking for pass marks across the 90 minutes, you need far more than we did. Sharmiti that's what we've got. We're obviously linked with bringing guys in. The same problem is still going to persist with regard to how we play and how we move it, and it's do we become too reliant on set pieces, which that was the only way we were going to score today, and there was only really the one chance that big Fernandes had. But you need far more from your attacking players, and as I say, Mikey Moore's the only one I thought that came out of it with any credit. Sharmiti wasn't really at it, but I think there is mitigation around what's actually been fed into him. How many opportunities did he actually get? Callum said to me, Scotty, Sharmiti in the first half he was dropping too deep. That's another conversation. He isn't a number 9 that's going to get you 20-25 goals, but he's obviously dropping in because nothing's coming to him and what have you. But middle to front, miles off it.
Aye, definitely. Stu, I'm going to come to you on the defence. How did you think Suter and Fernandes played today?
Do you know, I was just about to see where Cav was mentioning pass marks. Apart from Mikey Moore, I thought the only pass marks were Jack Butland, John Suter and Fernandes. Thought Fernandes was solid. He was kind of battling for everything. Had a couple of moments where he maybe kind of gave the ball away, but he carried the ball well. He was strong defensively. You see him try to kind of get up and try and get on the end of stuff as well. And I thought Suter absolutely ran his heart out today. I thought defensively we were good. If it hadn't been for the defence, that would have been a disaster today. It could have been embarrassing.
Aye, definitely, mate. Definitely. Cammy fullbacks, there's not really much to report on. I thought the boy Chuck Wani in midfield, I thought he looked all right in the first half. I thought he was pretty tidy in the ball. He won. He kind of tried to take control of the match in terms of regaining possession for us. I thought he played actually okay. Nico and Asgard, I'll let you take it fair in terms of the midfield, mate.
Asgard, I spoke about this in the pre-match. I thought Diamandi was unfortunate after a good run of form not to start the game. Didn't really affect it that much when he came on, but we weren't particularly cohesive. It's another game away from home that fellow Asgard has not turned up. Looks one of these players. We've had them over the years that just don't do it, and this isn't a knee jerk off the fact they drop in 2 points. There is a catalogue now of away performances, and I said on the pre-match that it's a big day for fellow Asgard. He has to show. I just think he looks. He wants too much time. Probably, I say he's a decent 5-a-side, 7-a-side player. He can keep a hold of the ball and stuff like that, but there's not enough incision for the guy that's playing in that position. I certainly would be looking for far more from him. Nico tried, and I think there's a comment like saying Raskin's the most overrated midfielder. You know, I mean, we're all disappointed off the back. He's dropping 2 points, but I mean, cool the jets. You know what I mean? It was a poor Rangers performance, bar 3 or 4 players, and that's not enough to win an away game at one of the harder venues. But Asgard, for me, there's much better needed, and I think he plays himself out the starting 11 with a performance like that. Skov Olsen, I can cut a wee bit of slack. He's just in the door. Don't know how much football he's played recently. Looks like a guy that's trying to feel his way in, which isn't really what we need. We need guys to come in and almost hit the ground running. Gassama's just off the back of a couple of goals. I don't think we've got the ball to him enough. But you know, so there's loads of things. But with regard to the middle of the park, I thought fellow Asgard was a major disappointment, and how he lasted as long as he did, I didn't quite get. I would have persisted with Olsen, and I would have taken Asgard off. But the manager makes his decisions. At the end of the day, it's he's the gaffer. You know, you can't. But he's got us back into this position. But it could, at the end of the day, I saw a comment. It could be a decent point at the end of the season. That's the way I try. And I'm sorry for rambling on a bit here, Scotty, but I try as a Rangers fan not to get too high and not to get too low. And I'm not going to be sitting struggling to get to sleep tonight. It's disappointing. It's done. The players, the manager, everybody has to learn from that. But it could be a good point if we can win on Wednesday night, put a better performance in, go to Motherwell. I thought I would have taken a draw at Motherwell in a couple of weeks' time. So you've now flipped it. We've taken the draw at Hibs, so we're now going to go to Motherwell. They're going to come and try to play against us, and you win that. You win against Hearts. Everything can look different. So that's why I'm saying we're all disappointed. We're still only 6 points behind. We've got Hearts to play in a couple of weeks. So yeah, it's disappointing. Opportunity missed, etc., etc. But it's done. It's dusted. We just have to move on for it.
Aye, 100%. I think there's a lot of emotional people in the comments talking about the likes of Skov Olsen, saying this is a bad result for a title race. I agree with that, to be honest, to an extent. But Stu, in terms of Skov Olsen, I think with the hype it was brought in around about him, I didn't let myself get hyped up with this signing, because if he's not playing, I mean, if you think back to Stephen Davis and Jermaine Defoe joining in January 4 or 5 years ago, it took them an awful long time to get them running. What's your thoughts on Olsen so far?
It wasn't a great debut for Sam Lammer's point too. take it back, it's a bit harsh, knee-jerk, but I just thought he didn't even look like him. But I did think, and it goes again for maybe the other new Jawanis as well. I probably wouldn't have started either of them in the midfield at the moment. I'd have maybe went with the team that's been grinding out results and performances, more so the results than performances, and then bring in your new guys, get them a kind of taste of what it's like playing in the league and stuff like that. I thought they did the subs and the starts like the other way about for me. There's a lot of pressure for a new player coming in, again, with the stage we're at with this title race back on, and Hibs away is never an easy game to play. So I don't think starting them was the best of ideas. I probably would have brought him on with minutes to go. But yeah, I don't think. I think on the chat, like you said yourself, I forgot he was even on, because I think the game kind of passed him by, especially for most of the first half, and I don't think he really contributed much today. I think starting was probably a wrong move for Olsen.
See the one thing on Olsen, Scotty. I think he strikes me as, see these type of players. He's the same sort of player as Vasa Cherny, in that he cuts in on his left foot. I always think that type of wide attacker needs a guy going past him on the outside to play the reverse pass, and it's like Dujon was playing as a defensive right back, and I think he tried to get forward later on in the game, but that's no Dujon Sterling's game. Tav 4 years ago, great, would have been fine, but I don't think having backup particularly helpful for Skov Olsen. But he's I think he looks like a guy that's not played a lot of football, and you don't get time to take 6 or 7 at Rangers. That's the problem.
Aye, definitely. I'm just a wee bit disheartened after the performance today. Even if the performance was better, but we never got in for a game, you can kind of take a wee bit more hope going forward. But Stu, I'm worried about us going forward. I don't think there's much in a creative sense in this Rangers team.
Yeah, it is concerned. There's a lack of quantity, to be honest. Even if you chalk down to a numbers game, if you're hitting enough shots, how many of them's got to go in? Hibs outshot us today as well. I think they got, 18, 19 shots off, and I can't remember how many they got on target, but I think we got 12 all in, 7 on target. See if the opposition's just outshooting you as well. I mean, the kind of probable outcome is that you're not winning the game. And again, Hibs probably feel that they've been hard done by not taking the 3 points, because they did outshot us, shots on target, they had more than us as well. I think they won more of their duels. I think they had more passes than us as well. But yeah, in terms of the kind of forward output, we need more. Definitely need more.
See, the one thing. Sorry. On you go, mate. On you go. It's fine. Finish. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
See, the one thing, we need to move the ball quicker. See, regardless of who's playing, I'll talk about it till I'm blue in the face. I think there's a comment about slow and ponderous. I clocked a comment about slow and ponderous and what have you. That's it. You need to move the ball quicker. And that's it. Slow, ponderous, pedestrian. That's it. It was a classic after a Thursday night in Europe performance. I hoped that we used to always play the 12 o'clock kickoffs after a Thursday night back when we were good in the Europa League. We would play St Mirren on a Sunday, and at 12 o'clock we woke up at about 1, and then we came out in the second half and actually turned up. I was hoping that was going to happen today. Danny Rule was going to get in about them at half time, and they showed a wee bit more in the second half, but still nowhere near good enough. And that's the key. We can point to individuals lacking certain aspects of their game. If you're slow and ponderous and you're not showing the intensity and you're not brave, to be a Rangers player in the final third, you need to be brave. You have to be prepared to give the ball away. Too many players are being safe and playing the ball backwards, and instead of trying to just keep the ball. Instead of trying to play, I think there was one time Raskin played a 1-2 on the edge of the box and broke into the box. So I think it was the only time that happened. You know, that's not really Nico's game, but you need to be Everybody needs to be doing that. Asgard needs to be doing that. Bajrami needs to be doing that. Gassama, Skov Olsen. These players are all there. But it all comes down to how you approach it. You need to get on the front foot and move the ball quickly. I'll go on and on and on and on about it, but that's what title-winning Rangers teams that I've watched over the years have always showed pace and intensity, and that was a performance that didn't have any pace and intensity in it at all.
I need to agree 100% with you. I think everything you've said is spot on in terms of the team. I mean, was it Dundee? We came out the second half, we moved the ball quicker the first couple of minutes, we got a penalty and we scored for it. We go 1-0 up, and then you're no cruise control, but you're a lot safer getting to the 3 points for the 52nd minute to whip we were the day. And that's what I'm trying to get at in terms of the attacking style of play. There needs to be some sort of ways to attack. It's not just a case of hoping for moments in games for set pieces or anything like that. We need to be able to move the ball quicker and create chances. And like you say, Cam, it's providing your striker with chances, which is something we've been really, really guilty of all season. I'm going to wrap up there, guys, because I don't really think there's much more. Lads will go into it in depth tomorrow night. But Stu, you get any final thoughts, mate? Thanks for coming on.
No problem at all. I think we certainly need to. We need a in-league striker, like a domestic striker. I think Martin Boyle terrorised us for most of the time he was on the park. Don't get us wrong. I think Fernandes handled him well, and it was a real kind of continual duel between Fernandes and Boyle. But I think we're kind of missing that type of guy who just can seek out goals, run on to end of stuff, and kind of gets the pace of the league. I think our strikers are not really getting that at the moment. So even though they're not probably getting, as Gary said, the type of service that you should expect, I don't think our strikers create enough on their own either. Like kind of moments from open play. But I thought Martin Boyle really kind of emphasised what our strikers lack today. But that was a kind of only other thing I've kind of screamed out for me in the game today.
No, thanks for coming on, mate. Cammy, you get any closing thoughts?
No, I know really. As I say, I'm disappointed. We're all disappointed, but it's done. We've came away with a point. It's a point we probably didn't deserve. But we won't get away with performance. We won't get away with a performance like that against Motherwell. We won't get away with a performance like that against Hearts in a couple of weeks' time. We probably won't get away with a performance. You know, I mean, there is a lot of knee-jerk reaction off the back of a performance, as the comments will see. And I don't want to go in on everybody. I get it. I get the frustration, but you need to show you've got the balls to be a Rangers player in a title running. You also need to show that as a supporter.
Aye.
You know what I mean? So it's, listen, it's done, it's dusted. We go to Ibrox on Wednesday night, we beat Kilmarnock, and that's it. You move on for that, you've got the cup, and then it looked a tired, flat performance, and I think the manager will probably, I don't think he'll be able to tell us. I don't think he sugarcoats things. He doesn't really tell us anything that we haven't watched. We've came away with a point, dust ourselves down, get to Ibrox Wednesday, get 3 points, and move on for there. Hopefully, we can bring in a couple of players by the end of tomorrow that could be of a different profile in the attacking areas. We're not going to get perfect. Just to go, there's somebody early on in the comments. Sorry for ranting, Scotty. This is why I do these post-match. Somebody said we've needed a striker all month, and we've waited to the last few days. Did they actually genuinely think that Rangers have suddenly woke up on the 30th of January and haven't been trying to bring in players? It's no easy to recruit. This isn't FIFA or Football Manager. You can't just go and pick a centre forward, a right winger off the shelf that's going to want to come to Scotland. Right? I'm sorry for ranting, and this is why I'm not coming on the transfer pod tomorrow night, because I hate the transfer window. Quicker it slams shut, the better. But that Rangers performance today wasn't good enough. But let's hope it's the last time we're having this conversation and it improves moving forward. So, you glad you asked me if I had anything else to say there?
No, we're always happy to hear for you, Cammy. Just a thank you to Flutterbuck68, who's just become a member of the channel. Speaking of the transfer window slamming shut tomorrow night, we will be live from 5 o'clock until midnight, I think it is. We'll be covering anything Rangers basically in that 6 hours. We'll try to get a few special guests on to come and join us. In terms of the narrative it's going about Rangers just now after the day's result, everybody's feeling a bit doom and gloom. Hearts are away to St Mirren Wednesday, we're at home to Kilmarnock, Celtic are away to Aberdeen. That narrative can quickly change again, guys. So stay with your team. Well, Danny Rowe's done brilliant to get us back to level on points with Celtic once they finished their win the day and gets 6 points behind Hearts now. I'm fairly confident we'll be all right. I don't know confident about who's going to come in tomorrow night, but that's for the pod tomorrow night. So,
can I just finally, you mentioned, Scotty, about twists and turns. This is what happens in a title race.
Yep.
We were not going to win 15 matches on the bounce. Hearts are not going to win 15 matches on the bounce. That mob are not going to win 15 matches on the bounce. That's the reality of it. We've came away with a point. Comment early said it could be a good point at the end of the day. That's it. It's done. It's dusted. We move forward and we get better.
Yep, 100%, mate. 100%. Well, 18 subs away for 5k, so if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Just a quick plug for our sponsor over at Bluebell's Bar in Puerto del Carmen. It's the only Rangers bar in Puerto del Carmen. They've got loads of nights on throughout the week. It's a friendly atmosphere. The show, not just every Rangers match going, but they show other football matches as well. So if you're in the area, jump in and say hello to Kenny and the team. Apart from that, I've done enough listening to myself talk, so I'm going to go to work now. And every night's a Rangers Journal night. Good night.
Every night is the Rangers Journal night.